Meet Leo Fender. He founded Fender's radio service in late 1938 in Fullerton, California. With that, they moved into PA systems, because what do you need to make a PA system work? An amplifier. Guitar players started seeing this amplification system and kind of having the idea of, hey, we can make our guitars louder, our instruments louder, we can be heard. Makes a lot of sense, right? So they go to Fender and his radio service and say, hey, I want you to make my guitar amplified. So Fender had this wonderful idea of moving into the guitar business. Leo just took a page out of Les Paul's book and made a solid body design with Henry Ford's manufacturing model. Bolt-on maple necks, easy to design and repair. This original idea was the Esquire, moved on to the Telecaster with an additional pickup in the neck. Players were bewildered. They had no idea what to make of this. Leo listened to the feedback from players, that it was too clunky, it's got no tremolo apparatus, but the solid body sustain, excellent. So Leo took to the drawing board one more time to see if he can get it right. Introducing the Fender Stratocaster. They added an additional pickup, a tremolo apparatus, and made the cutaways better for players like Buddy Holly to enjoy. Buddy Holly went on to inspire these three Liverpudlians. I'm sure you can recognize them. Fender went on to enjoy many a success in the late 1950s and early 1960s, but unfortunately fell on hard times. He was getting a little older, and running a production plant isn't that easy when you're in your mid-50s. So he ended up selling Fender to CBS in 1965, and almost instantly quality began to drop. Players started noticing that, anything could be wrong with these instruments. The quality control just wasn't there. So sadly, Fender started to take a decline all the way up until the 1980s. That's 15 years of the company just not being where it once was, and players just wanted the old Fender back. Fender decided to open the Fender Custom Shop. They decided to build their company on nostalgia for their previous instruments, so they started throwing out replicas like this 1954 Stratocaster and this pale paisley pink Esquire. This Jaguar here is actually owned by a friend of mine, Ben. I just wanted to include it. Shout out to you, Ben. And that brings us to Fender today. Fender, since the opening of the custom shop, has branched off into a bunch of different avenues, such as their beginner series Squires. It's Fender company, but the Squire brand. It's marketed towards beginners, price pointed at beginners, and anybody else who's just picking up the guitar for the first time. Fender has had a lot of ups and downs over the years, and unlike most companies, they don't shy away from their controversial past. In fact, they embrace it. They've actually had a lot of reissues of their less popular 1970s era colors and features. So I guess moving forward, what's stopping you from buying a Fender? Why don't you go grab a Fender or a Squire, depending on your, confidence level, and learn enough music theory where no one will want to talk to you ever again. Thank you. Thought I'd put in here at the very tail that I actually use a Fender amplifier in my own music. I guess I started with Fender where Fender started themselves. Thank you for listening to my brief history of Fender.